Let's unbox the new Locklick iEngrave. Everything you need to get started is included in the box. Power adapter, laser module, Wi-Fi module, and of course the engraver itself. Mine does not come with the cover, so I definitely recommend using this in an outdoor space. We're using my garage, for example, with this because it does create smoke while it's engraving. Definitely utilize the QR codes that they include with the machine. One of them is a link to free designs in their design space. Another is very detailed instructions and maintenance and stuff like that. First up, you're going to go ahead and set up the Wi-Fi module. You will need to be pretty close to this while using the Wi-Fi, but it's definitely helpful. This is the laser module. This is going to click right in here, and you can adjust it with the screws on the side. Then you're going to take this connector here and put it into the top of the laser module. In order for this to turn on, the emergency stop button needs to be turned to the right, and you need this key also turned to the right. I ended up not using this USB cable, but that's where that would plug in. The power adapter plugs into the right side of the machine. I didn't quite get that on film, but that's what I'm plugging in over here. Now we're going to jump over to the app. I went ahead and chose a free design, this fairy here. I did need to resize it in order to fit the wood that I needed, so I'm just going to place that there and resize it as necessary. Once you get that resized and placed where you want it to be, you're going to hit make. Once you get into the next screen, that is where you can then click on some of the details of the design, line, fill, and then the power in which you want it to cut. I just left everything standard for now because I've never used this before. One thing I thought was great was it does give you the outline of where it's going to engrave your design. So if you need to make any adjustments, you can just go ahead and move that over where needed and then run that outline again to make sure it's exactly where you want it to be. My number one safety advice is wear the goggles. My camera is wearing the goggles so you guys can actually see it engraving here. Otherwise, it is a bright blue light and you really can't tell what's happening. This is the progression of the design. Obviously fast forwarded a little bit for you guys, but you can see the progression there. And ta-da, my fairy is done. I am going to wipe that off to get some of the dust off, but it turned out so cute. I'm going to try out one more design. My son wanted a dinosaur, so we are going to test out a T-Rex. This is a super cool machine. I can't wait to play around with it a little bit more. This is just the initial setup and playing around with a couple simple designs. Like I said, this one will have to be outside just given the smoke and everything that comes with the engraving. If you have the capability, definitely purchase the one with the cover on it. I think it'll give you more options as far as where to put this machine. But I definitely would recommend it. It was so much fun and I can't wait to do more with it.